Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be talking about my card a day challenge for May, and our topic is relationship boundaries. Yes, I could read it without my glasses. Because I've had a lot going on in my life. As you've noticed, my backdrop is a little bit different and it might even change even again. I'm not sure. I've been sick. I've had a few things going on. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to introduce you to a card a day challenge and go over the questions and have a little chat to you about how you can be part of the challenge. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't see for looking. Oh, that's much better. So, May. I can't believe we are nearly in May. And I know I have been absolutely missing in action. You've had a few videos go up, but not very many. So, I had to take a little bit of time off work. And as you all know, I work from home because my friend was moving house. And I said, oh, that's okay. I'll help you move because he doesn't have any family here in Australia and all of that. So my husband and I went to help him move, and we had a couple of really heavy days where we were in a very hot greenhouse moving plants for him because he sells plants from home, and long story. Anyway, that was fine. And I was moving these plants and I spent the day in like 40 degrees Celsius in this hot greenhouse. And that's okay. I have a greenhouse myself. I love growing plants, and so I get all that. I don't normally spend a day in it though. Anyway, we did all that, and I kept exercising as well. I've been, for those of you who've known me a long time, you know that I have this ongoing love-hate relationship with my weight, and I've been swimming, and swimming has really helped me with my weight loss. It's been amazing. And of course I have food intolerances as well. So I have this sort of non-specific low grade autoimmune illness going on. Anyway, so I kept swimming and I did these couple of days. Then my son got really sick because unfortunately my youngest son, well, I guess fortunately, is a bit of a chip off the old block. He looks a lot like me and he has a lot of my same health challenges. And he got really sick and he had to come home. And my husband and I had been empty nesters, and we'd really enjoyed like spreading all over the house. And suddenly we had to find a room for him again. So we madly and crazily decided that we were going to be moving furniture and cleaning stuff out and doing op shop runs and all sorts of things to get rid of stuff. And he was doing the same thing because he had to condense from being in an apartment to coming home into his room again. So we had all that going on, and my health just said, no, you're not going to swim 3 times a week, a kilometre and a half up and down the pool, and do all these things on top of it and all of that. So I took time off work, and when I'd intended to come back, I got a bout of shingles. And I know you're thinking, oh, Elizabeth, oh my God. My shingles are a bit weird when I get it. I don't get the lesions. I had it once and I had a small patch. And then the next time I got it, I got like one tiny little blister. And this time I got one tiny little blister, but I got all the symptoms of the shingles coming out, the itchiness, and then the feeling like you got, when you get a herpes on your lip, it feels a bit like that. And it was on my shoulder blade and I could feel it under the shower. And so this time at least we took photographs. So we had photographs of the first time that I had it 5 years ago and photographed this time of the one little shingle so I can show the doctor. And then seeing the doctor's been another drama, of course, with COVID and all of that. But I am back. I feel much better. I've had lots of rest. I feel much better. So don't worry about me. And life has sort of been turned upside down. I'm still in my usual office, but I put my books up here. So if I want to go and get a book to talk to you about something, I can get it off the shelf, that sort of thing. So that's going to be easier for me actually in the long run. I know my books look a bit of a mess at the moment because my kids helped me move them up move the shelves, and then they just got all the books and plonked them on the shelves, and I was like, well, at least they're up here. So we've still got a little bit of settling in to do, but we're almost there, and I think I'm going to move my desk. I'm going to turn my desk around. I've got a few little things I'm going to do in my room that will make it a little bit different, but we're settling in and I'm okay. So I just wanted to let you all know I'm okay, because I went into a bit of radio silence there for a bit. I had a few videos I'd already done that I put up, but those of you might have noticed we got to the Wheel of Fortune and then all of the symbolism videos stopped. So there's that. Then, of course, there is this gorgeous, gorgeous book. So the Card a Day Challenge now has its own book, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to do a whole video on it and explain to you how you can purchase the book, which is a full printout of the entire challenge. So for those of you who can't print, don't want a hole punch, don't want to do all that, and want a book that you can buy and just work through to do the challenge, this will be available for you on Amazon. So I'm really excited about that. A lot of work to put it together. First time I'd ever done it, so it's been a bit chaotic, but we've done it. And I will make sure that before we start May, I will have all the details about this. So if you want to know about it, make sure that you click that subscribe button on my channel. Don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you get told every single time I put a video up. Because if you're like me and you follow a lot of channels, you'll lose me in the sea of everybody. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and also make sure that you join my challenge, which automatically puts you onto my newsletter list as well. So you learn all about my wonderful community where we learn the tarot together. So you can do that by going to connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge. So let's talk about May, because that's what I'm here for. Relationship boundaries. So May has its own section in the book like this, and it has another section here where you can do all your images and you can start to analyze all your results for the whole month. And of course, every month I show you my results from having drawn a card every day of the month. And I do that in my Facebook group, and I do that on Instagram as well. So you can post on Instagram or in the Facebook group. All the instructions are in the challenge when you join connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge. And I will put that in the description box and also in the first comment in case you can't find it. So let's talk about May. So May is about relationship boundaries, which so many of us struggle with. So many of us struggle with relationship boundaries, even those of us who are in healthy relationships. And you know that I used to be a relationships therapist. That was what I did as my job for about 13 years. So, and I worked in 2 countries. I worked in England and I worked in Australia. So, these questions are sort of based around my experience of having seen lots and lots of couples and individuals who talk to me about their relationships. So let's have a look. Why are relationships so important to me? So that's talking about understanding that idea that we all crave to be in a relationship. Some of us might say that we're okay with not being in a relationship. That means you're managing that craving, because most of us don't manage it very well at all. We want to be with someone. We want to have somebody in our life. And so understanding that and being able to use the tarot to help you understand that is a huge thing about how it manifests for you, because some of us are able to manage ourselves really well and some of us just aren't. How can I show my true self in a relationship? That space between togetherness and separateness, between having your own identity, the identity of your partner, and the identity of the relationship is huge. So thinking about how you can keep that sense of self when you're in a relationship. What unrealistic expectations have I placed on myself? So when you're in a relationship, are you realistic with yourself? Do you have realistic expectations about how you can be with your partner? Or do you think you have to be perfect all the time, for example? How can I heal from pain and disappointment? I think relationships disappoint us all the time, but it's how we move on from that that is so important, particularly if you've had something happen in your relationship, how you can let that go. And believe me, it's something I struggle with a lot, where there's been an event or your partner's not treated you well, and you need to really work on being able to let that go and move on. How am I different in romantic relationships? So this is looking at the fact that you might have relationships with friends, even relationships with friends of the opposite gender, friendships, they're all relationships. And how do you manage yourself in a romantic relationship? Are you similar? Are you different? Are your expectations similar or different? How can I forgive myself? So we all make mistakes. How can you forgive yourself for the mistakes you might have made in a relationship? When do I give more to a relationship than I should? And this links into trying too hard to make a relationship work, compromising yourself and compromising your boundaries to make a relationship work, which always ends in tears. I hate to say it always does. And also, if you give in a relationship, what's that about? Is it about you giving because you expect something back in return? Because if we give to expect something back in return, then we're setting ourselves up for disaster. If you think to yourself, I'll do this and that or the other for the person that I'm dating in a relationship with whatever, and let's see what they do for me, or you're waiting for them to set up a date, buy you something or whatever, then the other person may have completely different expectations, completely different ideas about the relationship. And if they don't do what you expect, straight away you're going to be disappointed. When do I feel responsible for the other person's feelings? Now, some of that can be around if you have done something pretty crappy that upsets your partner, but also it can be around wanting to keep the relationship in a good place. And so you might even find yourself over-functioning, over-giving, overdoing, breaking your boundaries just because you want to make sure that other person is happy. So be really mindful of what's yours and what's theirs. When do I struggle to trust others? And this can be about having had a bad experience in a relationship in the past, and then when a new person comes along that wants to be in your life, whether it's a friend or a relationship or whatever it is, are you able to let go, a bit like the Fool? Are you able to let go of what's happened in the past and only take what you need? Are you able to set up some boundaries that keep you safe and yet enable you to have new people to come into your life? How can I keep myself physically, emotionally, and psychologically safe? And this is about boundaries. This is a question absolutely about boundaries. So in toxic relationships, if you're in a toxic relationship, you can obviously be physically unsafe. And that is the biggest danger, because you can end up in hospital, essentially. Then there is the psychological toxicity or toxic behavior. And that can be harder to detect. It can be harder to realize you're in a toxic relationship when someone's playing games with your mind. And then emotional safety is about how you process everything that's going on around you. So your physical safety, of course, is about having a safety plan if you're with somebody that's not safe to be with. The emotional safety is about keeping yourself grounded and on an equilibrium. And that is all about having boundaries around what you will and won't accept. And then if those boundaries are crossed, what you're going to do about it and how you keep yourself emotionally, physically, and psychologically safe. In other words, without allowing yourself to have something happen that compromises you. And maybe compromises you in a way that ends up with you coming off second best. So these are all questions about boundaries. I've been thinking about whether I might even do some tutorial groups with you where we go through all the questions one at a time and maybe even pull some cards together and do some readings together with the Card a Day Challenge. So lots more coming. I'm still working my way through the challenge myself after having got all of the worksheets right. And because, you know, those of you who have followed me for a while, you know that I can be a bit, I'll build it and then I'll go, nah, and I'll change it. And of course, anybody that's on my lists, if you join the challenge list and I change something, I always send you the new pages. But the Card a Day journal now is pretty much written in stone because I've published it. Changing it's a bit of a drama. So I'm happy with it now that I've played in it for a while and I feel that it works really well and it's a great challenge. So if you are interested in learning the tarot, you can join my free challenge. Costs nothing to join. And how you can support me is by purchasing my learning materials. That's how I fund what I do. So you can purchase my learning materials through my Etsy shop, and all of those links come through to you via email. I do a lot of my communication with you via email. So don't forget to join the free challenge. connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.